Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the part 2 of our API development series. In this part, I'll be showing you how to connect your application to the database. And we have several ways of doing that. We have CodeFirst and DBFirst. DBFirst simply means you have to create your database first before you can connect your application to the database. You have to create your database, create your table, and create every other field required to save your data. Why CodeFirst? Simply means you can write your code first and then run migration to create your database. And to do this, it requires some kind of ORM tools. And some of the ORM tools we have include Entity Framework, Dapper, and NHibernate. In this tutorial, we'll be using Entity Framework to run our migration. So let's quickly see that in action. Stop the application from running. So all we just have to do is to go to your Solution Explorer, right click on the solution and select Manage NuGet Package. This Manage NuGet Package set for Microsoft.Entity Framework Core. Microsoft.Entity Framework Core. Select this package, click Install. The package is installing. Accept terms by clicking on Apply and Accept. Having done that, the next package to install is design.design. Select it, install it. Do the same thing, apply and accept. After that, the next package to install is .tools. Microsoft.Entity Framework.tools. Select it, click on install, apply and accept. So the next package is .SQL Server, right? Because definitely we'll be using SQL Server to store our data. SQL Server. So guys, we have installed all the required NuGet package. So let's quickly see how we can use them. So guys, we can close this NuGet package. So the next thing here is to go back to your Solution Explorer. Let's create a folder for our database context. Right click on it. Then click on New Folder, give it a name. In my case, I'll give it Context. Beg your pardon. So inside this context folder, let's create a new class. Right click, select class. You can give it any name, but in my own case, I'll give it app db contest. After creating the AppDB context, the next thing is to configure our AppDB context by bringing in our DB context. DB context DB context. Yeah, our app DB context we inherit from Entity Framework DB context. That DB context, and then bring in your namespace, which is from Microsoft.Entity Framework. So having done that, public AppDB context, AppDB context, then bring in your DB context option. DB context option. Pass your AppDB context to it. Yes, sir. So the next thing is to bring in our model creating method. Protected override. Beg your pardon. Override. Right, because we are not returning anything. Better override for it on the model. Okay. Yeah. So the next thing is to bring in our DB set. And our DB set is going to be the model that we created earlier. Let's go to our model folder. This employee record, this employee class, right? This is our DB set. It's going to be public DB set. Employee record, employee, then employees, right? So this represents the name of our table in our database. So by the time we run our migration, the database will be created and this table will be created. A table called employees will be created with the following fields: username, I beg your pardon, user ID, first name, last name, email, address. With all these fields will be created. But before we run our migration, the next thing to do is to configure our application for the database we want to use. So let's set up the connection string to our database. Just go to app settings.json, and then because that's where we'll be configuring it for our that's where we'll configure our connection string. So let's quickly do that. Connection string, open this curly bracket, then give it a name. Let's say default connection, again. the connection string itself. So let's quickly do that. Server equals to, so we are currently using localhost. It's going to be localhost // SQL Express. That's the name of our server. And then the database name, database equals to employee, give it to me, employee DB. Okay, and then let's trust the connection. Trusted underscore connection equals to true. Trust server certificate, set it to true as well. Certificates equals to true. Okay, we are pretty much done with our connection strings. So the next thing is to go to our program class folder, program class file. So let's configure it to take our connection string from SQL Server. Just click on your program files and then scroll down to where we can add the settings. So let's add it here. Let's add it under this service. So just press enter, come to the next line. So this is it. Your connection string, right, equals to builder.configuration.get connection string, then pass the name of the connection into it. So which is from here, we got it from here, default connection. That's the name of our connection. Then pass it to this get connection string, and then grab this connection string variable and then pass it to this use SQL server. So just declare this variable options equals to option.sql server, then grab this guy, option equals to this retry on failure. This simply means that it should retry to connect to the database if there is a failure between 1 second. So it's going to retry to connect to the database. See if there is a failure. If it couldn't connect the first time, it's going to retry to connect to the database. So the next thing is to run our migration. So how do we run our migration? Go to your package manager console. So remember, we've installed some NuGet package at the beginning of this tutorial. So just go to NuGet package manager console, and then to run this command. So add migration, then give it the name migration init. This is just the initial migration. Press enter. It's going to build your hub, then it's trying to create the migration. Okay, yeah, unable to create a DB context of type this employee requires a primary key to be defined. Yeah, so we need to define our primary key. So let's go back to our model. So let's use this user ID as the primary key. What we'll do is just to add the annotation, data annotation. decorate it with key. Bring in the annotation namespace. Right. So let's try to run our migration command again. Oh, yes. So our migration have been created, right? So however, doesn't apply to the database yet. This is just a script that just generated. So to apply it to the database, so remaining a command. So and the command is update database. Press enter. Oh, we have an error here. Keyword not supported. Trust. Oh, beg your pardon. There's a typographical error there. Let's quickly correct it. Supposed to be trust service certificates. Yeah, that's the true. Trust service certificate. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, guys, we have been able to run our migration successfully. Right, take note of this. Is trust server certificate, not service. So let's quickly confirm that from our database. So let's go to SQL Server, open this databases, and then we have it here. Look at it, open it, open the tables, then we have our table here. So let's check if there's any record there. It should be empty. Yeah, currently we do not have any record. So this is all our field: username, first user ID, first name, last name, up to the last modify field. So having done that, so let's quickly go back to our code. Let's go back to account service. Right now, we've been fetching a static data. Now we want to be fetching data from our database. So what we're going to do here is, let me collapse this. Oh, take it out later. So let's inject our DB context into our account service. Private read only app DB context app DB context, then let's give it a app DB context and app DB context, and let's put it inside our constructor. So let's take out this employee record. Okay, so the next thing to do is to try to fetch data from the database. So this is employees that represent our data, our static data, right from the previous tutorial. But I've taken it out now. So let's replace it with this guy, AppDB context, which is let's go AppDB context. Dot employees, that's the name of the table, employees where this. So however, anytime you are performing a database operation, so it's better to use asynchronous call. I'm going to use dot first of default async, then while I await this. That's all what we need to fetch data from the database. So the next thing to do now is to, what we are checking here is fetch this data or check this record if this email already exists, and then tell the user already exists. However, if such email or that user is not in the database, then we want to save it to the database. So let's bring in this guy, employees record underscore appdb context. Let's add, and next is to appdb context dot save changes. Right. With these two line of code, this guy will add this, and then this will save it to the database. However, entity framework will be able to understand the table to save it to. However, it's better we are specific about the table or about the data we are saving to the database. What we can do now is to bring in employees record, I beg your pardon, employees, which is the name of the table, dot add, and then pass the record that we want to save into it, and then save. So we are done with create account method, but we still have some 7 errors to fix. So let's quickly fix them, and then we run the application. So get this one, we are going to replace this with appdb context dot employees, then to list. I fix that. So let's go to the next error. Replace this guy with appdb context dot employees. That's the name of our table. Employees dot where, then change this guy to first of default async, because we are performing database operation. First of default async while you await this. Right. So replace this guy as well with appdb context. That's the name of the table. And okay. So okay. appdb context, beg your pardon. appdb context dot employees dot add. So this is update account. So let's just save the changes after adding it. Let's save changes. So remaining 2 errors. Right. appdb context dot employees. First of default async, then you await it. So replace this guy with appdb context dot employees. Save changes. Okay, we are done with fixing all the errors. So let's run our application. So guys, this is the app running. So let's try to test it. Let's see if I have some data on Postman, create account. Okay. Yes, I have this. Okay. Same. Yeah, boom. We have it registered. So let's go to the database and confirm the record. See, when I first ran the query, it was an empty database. Now let's run it again. Yeah, we have the data set. So guys, this is how we can persist data into the database. Now let's quickly do something now. Let's call a get method or to fetch all the record from the database. So this is the method get all records. Yeah, we have it. So let's add another record. Or let's say Ola and Sam. Then Ola Sam at gmail.com. Same address, same email address, the same phone number. Then click on send. Yes, we have it. And then let's get our record again. Boom, should have two records now. So let's confirm that from the database. So this is how we can persist data into the database, and I will employ you to also do the same, of just follow the tutorial from part 1, part 2, part 3 up to this part 4 where we can save data to the database. Thank you guys. If you love this video, please subscribe and share. See you in my next video. Thank you.